I can't see a thing. This isn't working. Gosh, I spent all this money, now it doesn't work. I can't see anything. This thing doesn't work. I got to take this back. I bought this microscope and it's just not working, guys. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I can see. Yes, I can see clearly now. Guys and gals, my vision is clear and I can see the future with this microscope. You know, here at Ohio Woodburner, we take pride in doing things different. Whichever way the industry goes, we go the opposite way. And the new thing now in firewood is this small firewood. One thing that I have learned is that the smaller the split, the more money the firewood is worth. And what do you know? I have figured out that if I make microscopic firewood, I could be a millionaire by lunchtime. There is no way I'm gonna let these guys out small firewood me. One thing I've learned about firewood is that the smaller the split, the more money the firewood is worth. So what the heck? Let's just keep going and going. We're at the microscopic level. Now, who am I gonna sell it to? I don't know, but we'll just have to figure that out. If anything, here at Ohio Woodburner, we take pride in being different, in not following the crowd, in not running with the herd. Whichever way the herd is going, we go the opposite way. And I take a lot of pride that we had the courage to do it differently. It seems like whenever someone wants to get into business, they just look and see what everyone else is doing and then they do that. I see it differently, and that's what I like about firewood, is that there are all kinds of different markets. There's all types of ways that you can make firewood, that you can sell firewood. You can sell bulk, you can split and sell, you can sell value added, you can sell bundles, you can sell kindling, you can sell small firewood, you can sell micro firewood, heck yeah, man. Or you can sell whatever you want. The emphasis is, though, find your market and go for it. And that's what we've done here at Ohio Woodburner. We go after high-end residential, people that just want a little bit of firewood and they want it to be able to burn now, and we do restaurants. That has been the way we've been successful in firewood. And I'm here to tell you that as we wind up 2024, we've had a very big year. The growth has been very strong, and it's largely, well, I think it's because I have inventory to sell, where I had always cried about getting logs, and I still have my moments. But you cannot deny that this yard is paying off. My calculus in moving into this yard dealt heavily with, I know that I could sell at least more firewood that would pay for the rent. And we've done that and more. So that has been a home run. The growth potential, though, when you have firewood that you can sell, when that you are in January and February and you're not telling customers no because you have no inventory, those days are gone. I have got the inventory. Well, I don't think I'm quite there yet. I don't know if you ever will, because the one thing that I've learned in firewood is that firewood is easy to sell. And if you want to sell more firewood, then you have more firewood. Make more firewood or get more firewood to sell. That's just the way it is in firewood. There is always someone looking for firewood. There's always a firewood shortage every year. So despite the market that you're in, the demand is there. And if you can make it, you can sell it. But what I had figured out was, since firewood is easy to sell, then why sell it cheap? So I've looked for every way that I can think of to increase my price per cord so that this could be a livable sole proprietor operation. So far, so good. I still think that there's more upward growth, but I will also admit to you, when I left this yard yesterday evening and I went home, I walked in the house and I said, this is starting to become work. I was planning on taking the day off, but I had a 5 a.m. text message. Now I keep my ringer off, but I had a text that came in at 5 a.m. from a restaurant in a panic because they forgot to put in their order from the holiday. You know, things get hectic, I understand. So I had to get that loaded and delivered on that day. And I had my high school help come out and help me. That was a big help. And then on the way out, we got another call from another restaurant that we now have to piggyback on a delivery on Friday. And I've been upping my production because the weather has been weird. We've had some days where it's just poured. And this ground is about as saturated as it can get. I'm not going to get stuck in here, but there's still water. We have just had crazy weather. The ground is about as saturated as it can get. If our ground got any wetter, it would be a lake. But I have been making firewood nonetheless. In between deliveries, we've been working late. We've had a couple late nights where we've loaded the truck in the dark. But this row right here, and then what you see in the trailer, what I am doing, if you recall that triaxle load that log hauler Jesse brought in, it's way up there in the corner. Those logs are old and they're dry. They're not rotten, but they are much drier than this stuff, which is pretty green. And I am now, even though there is like cherry in this, which I normally separate cherry, this is my cherry aisle over here. Everything from this is being split and stacked into this row here because I think this is going to dry out a lot faster for my first in, first out system. I was planning on filling the wood yard from this way to this way. And I was going to stick it in here, but this is pretty green and this is pretty green. I didn't want to get that dry stuff in the middle if I can sell it like 2 months sooner. So this aisle is all gone, and now I am backfilling it with green, and we're going this way. And this is about 5 foot high right here. See, it comes up on me pretty high here. So we're stacking it high and we're just going this way. And I am going to use this now to see how many cords do I have on a triaxle load of logs. I have a feeling that this might be less than normal because if you recall, those are the short logs that were rejected by a sawmill up in Middlefield. So they got brought down here. There was a lot of airspace on that top row of log hauler Jesse's log truck. But I'm curious to see what will an entire triaxle load of logs yield, and we'll have an accurate measurement. And I'm also paying attention to on my fuel, because I filled up the fuel tank on the Japa, and I'm keeping track of the oil, and I'll keep track of the offcuts too, I guess, because that's going to be part of the yield, I suppose. Now, it won't be sellable, but that would be wood that's going to heat my house. Or if I decide to split it small and sell it for campfire wood, I suppose. All right. Behind me here, this is Oakland. And I am trying to thin Oakland out. When I start oak production, we're moving it up into this paved area and then coming this way. The remainder of that hickory is down here in the corner. All right. So I didn't want to bore you today for Happy New Year. For you guys and gals laying on the couch, spent too much time trying to relive your youth. Well, here we are out in the wood yard. And I am looking forward to 2025 because of the growth potential, not with just my micro firewood, but with my value-added firewood. I have a world-class firewood processor in the Japa 405. I have a world-class log splitter. Well, it's not here right now, in the Eastonmade axis. And what logs don't fit through the 405 will get split up with the axis. Everything goes into inventory and send it on down the road for sales. And these are the logs from Jesse's truck. I'm about halfway into them right now. I just emptied my sawdust. I just emptied the fines. And I just emptied the kindling container that comes off the cleaner. My trailer is loaded for a delivery later this week. And then when I'm done with that pile behind me, this is next. We're going to get these down, and I'm going to use the Japa 315 on these skinnier logs and get these processed, get these stacked, get these into inventory. So that's what we got going on, guys. Happy New Year. I didn't want to take up all your time. Just show you around the yard and show you what we got going on. and that I'm very grateful for everyone who supports Ohio Wood Burner. We had a really interesting year with first the International Firewood Expo, which was a huge hit, and I'm hoping to make it even better for 2025. I had an opportunity to go to Germany. I did have another European trip that got canceled that maybe we'll try to reschedule here this coming year. More on that. And hey, what do you know? Maybe some new and exciting firewood machines that can help contribute to the bottom line here at Ohio Wood Burner. All right, guys, I'm going to get busy stacking, and then I'm taking the rest of the day off, and I'm going to take another day off. Got to take time to smell the roses, you know? But if the phone rings and it's a restaurant, we got to answer it. That's just what happens when you deal with restaurants. All right, everyone, Happy New Year, and here's to a great 2025. Everyone have a great day.